Okay, so I just wanted to come on here and just, I don't know where this video is gonna go exactly, but honestly I've been receiving so many videos on I would say kind of just opening up a little bit more about myself and stuff like that, because obviously we're human and we deal with certain stuff and we go through certain things. And honestly, this is such a hard video to make. If I'm honest with you, I have recorded, sorry, I get nervous and then I'm just like everywhere. I have recorded this video like so many times. I shit you not, this is probably maybe like the 5th time I have tried to record this video, and out of every single time that I've recorded it, I feel like this is the first time I'm actually in like the right mind space, I would say. But first of all, I just wanted to say, if you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Yesenia. I am a 24-year-old, almost 25-year-old mom, young mom with 3 kids. I do social media just for fun, like, you know, just to like a hobby, but not a hobby. I don't know the correct word to say, but this is something that I love. This is my passion. This is something I've been doing since 2014 or 15, I want to say. But obviously I've never been consistent with it, and I'm trying. 2021 is my year. And if you're not new here, welcome back to my channel. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you guys enjoy, and if I help you in any way, just give me a big thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe down below, and as always, my comment sections are always available for anyone that wants to talk, anyone that wants to comment any suggestions or just anything in general. Just leave a comment down below. I really appreciate it. Honestly, that just makes me feel so good inside when I read people's beautiful comments and just nice things that people say. Honestly, that just something that makes me super happy. Okay, so sorry, I have a little chongo back here. I was actually cleaning, and then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna record this video because I only have the babies here right now, and I don't have the oldest one, and when the oldest one is here, she understands everything. So yeah, you'll understand what I'm getting into. Okay, so today's video, I kind of just want to talk about mental health and just kind of like a life update, I want to say. So basically, obviously, we all have been going through a pandemic, and it's been a whole year. I lost my job back, it's actually been exactly a year, because I lost my job back March 15th, and today is March 18th. I lost my job March 15th of 2020, and today is March 18th of 2021. And I feel like so much has happened in between that time. A little backstory though, I do have 3 kids. Look at my son over there. Dad, close my door, please. So I am a mom. I am married, not technically married, but I'm married. I've been with my partner for about this year will be 7 years, and honestly, that guy is my best friend. Like, honestly, I've never met someone with such a big heart, such a just a kind soul. Like, anyways, I do have my oldest, which she is 9 years old, and then I have my 2 youngest, my 5-year-old and my 2-year-old. So a little backstory with my first 2 kids, I didn't go through like postpartum depression. I didn't really go through that. Yes, with my oldest one, because I was so young and I was going through it with just personal stuff, I was a little sad, but I can't sit there and tell you like I had postpartum depression or anything like that, right? With my son, I never dealt with any of that. Like, I would get bummed and I was tired because he was a really bad crybaby, but I was never like sad. Like, I was never depressed. I never dealt with anxiety. I didn't deal with none of that. Like, I didn't know what that was, you know what I mean? So then fast forward 2 years later, I got pregnant a year and a half after my son, and I got pregnant with my daughter, which is Madeline, and she will be 3 this year. So I feel like when I got pregnant with my smallest one, my hormones just kind of like so yeah, with my youngest one, I actually, like, my whole pregnancy, I was just like pretty sick. Like, I wasn't miserable or anything, but it was just a whole different type of pregnancy. I feel like my body didn't recuperate like well enough, if that makes sense. I feel like I kind of got pregnant too soon, which, I mean, obviously they say you only need like a year, But to me, because I was still so young, I was working and I was trying to finish school at the time, it just took a toll on me. But obviously I'm so blessed with my kids. I love my kids. I always tell everybody, like, I love my kids with all my heart. Yes, they're little freaking, you know, wild children, and yes, they stress me out, and yes, I have good days, and yes, I have bad days. Like, I'm mom, I'm a human. Like, it's life, it's normal, you know. But I feel like once I had her, like, I just got like postpartum depression to the fullest. Like, I would tell my doctor, like, I feel sad, I feel this, I feel that. They took me off of work. I got off of work. I ended up quitting one of my jobs at the time, and then I feel like that took a toll on me because I was so bummed that I quit a job that I really loved. And then obviously, like, I went through it, and then I started to be good again. I met my friends that I have now, and I started hanging out with them, and like, we all have families and we have kids and we have stuff. So like, I feel like that made me feel like normal again, I can say. Because honestly, I feel like when you deal with mental health problems or like anything within yourself, you kind of have to stay distracted to not focus and think about all the other stuff going around, if that makes sense. But yeah, and then sometime in between this, I'm not gonna get too into detail, but just thinking about it gives me anxiety, so I'm gonna take a breather real quick. So sometime after that, maybe like when my daughter was a year and some, or maybe before she was a year, my brother had got like sick, I want to say. And I don't open about it, I don't talk about it because it's not my business, it's not something I deal with. But growing up, I only had one sibling, and it was just me and my mom. When I was younger, my dad used to be like a drug addict and stuff, and so we didn't really see him as often, and we kind of went through it ourselves. Like, growing up, we would go visit him, we would go look for him. He was homeless, so we would go like look for him in the streets and stuff. But I had a relationship with him. Like, we would find him and he would get clean and he would be with us throughout the times, and I'm so grateful that I had him in my life. But I feel like that affects you as you get older, because you think back like, what the heck. So then he gets clean, and then unfortunately when I was like 12 years old, my dad passed away from something so random, which is called meningitis. He basically got like an infection and it went to his head and stuff like that, right? So, you know, growing up, they say like, oh, she has daddy issues, and oh, like, you know what I mean. I feel like I grew up with those issues, and it's not so much in a relationship wise to me, just because growing up I was a little bit more closer to my dad than my mom. Okay, so growing up I was a little bit more closer to my dad than to my mom, just I guess because I'm a girl, I don't know. And I won't give you too much of my personal information because I just, maybe it's not that, I don't think like the time is right, or I don't know if, I don't feel like that's okay to talk about on the internet because it's not my business. But that's how you know I have anxiety, because my heart is like beating really fast. And then I just drank some coffee, so maybe that's another reason why. Oh, so yeah, so that's a little backstory. So when I mean like my brother got sick, he just like fell off the wagon, if I can use that word. I don't know what word to use, and I don't want to sound like, you know, like I'm judging or anything like that, because I don't ever want to feel like I'm judging. At one point in my life, I did judge, and I had to really like sit back and realize, like, I don't know what you're going through, I don't know what you're feeling, I've never been in those shoes, you know what I mean? So yeah, so my brother is and will always be like my best friend. Obviously, he's my only sibling. Growing up, like, he's the one who fed me, he's the one who would walk me to school, he's the one, yes, we fought, of course, every freaking sibling fights, you know what I mean? But I feel like when you have a sibling, I feel like when you have siblings, no matter what you go through, you're always going to be like attached to your sibling. Or so for me, like, just, yes, I'm just not even going to go into detail, because just long story short, my brother was like my best friend, or he's still my best friend, I guess. But then he fell off the wagon, and then some stuff happened, and unfortunately I was one of the times like I found him. And so I'm already going through like my personal mental health problems because I have postpartum and all that, and obviously like I'm not gonna go into detail with postpartum depression, but basically I would say like postpartum depression is just a feeling that you feel so sad, so empty, and it's so weird because it's like nobody understands what you feel, and you feel so whole at the same time. Because I was so blessed, I just had a baby, you know, like my third baby, and she was another little girl, so I was super hyped. Like, don't get me wrong, I didn't have the postpartum depression where I really didn't want her because I breastfed and all that, so she was with me regardless. But there was times where I would just be like, oh, I'm over this, like I feel so overwhelmed and this and that. And with the other kids, I didn't feel that. I've never felt that till my smallest one. So yeah, don't ever feel like if you go through postpartum depression or any type of depression, or I deal with depression and anxiety, so you can only imagine, like I'm depressed and then I have anxiety, so I'm like a whole wave, you know. But yeah, so it's just a feeling that you feel, and you're normal. I'm gonna tell you that now. If you're dealing with anything like that, you're normal. I wish I had people to tell me that I was normal and that I was gonna be okay and stuff like that. That's why I wanted to do this video, because at that point in my time of my life, like I legit felt so lonely, like nobody understood what I was going through. And then some people are so quick to judge and tell you like, oh, depression is fake, or oh, anxiety is fake, it's all in your head and this and that. And I used to see a therapist or a psychiatrist, I don't know exactly what she was, and she told me, it's like when people tell you that, because I would tell her like, when people tell me that, like I feel so weird, she would just tell me like, when people tell you that, it's like them telling, it's like you telling them you have a headache, okay, it's all in your head, it's in your brain, it's all in your brain, like let it go, you know. And that's why I always say, like, don't sit there and judge anybody regardless of what they're going through, regardless of what you feel. No. You don't know what that person's going through. I could sit here and I can say some people are a little bit more weak-minded than others, which I truly agree with. I truly agree with. But it's not okay to sit there and say that. It's not okay to sit there and make them feel like the way they're feeling is wrong. Because I would always feel like I feel so not normal. Like that's the only way I could explain like I wasn't normal. But in our reality, I'm normal. Like I'm human. We all feel these ways. We all go through it. And I was going through it. Let me tell you, like just recently I was going through it. And I still go through it occasionally. But I am coping with it. And I wanted to come on here and just say that if you're going through it, or you're dealing with anything, any type of anxiety, any type of depression, any type of mental health, anything, like just know that it's gonna be okay. Like go through it and go through however you're gonna cope with it, and don't let anybody's judgment get in your way. Who cares what people say about you? Who cares how they feel about you, as long as you know that you're a good person and you're doing things with good intentions. I'm not saying go out there and, you know, run amok. I'm not saying go out there and fuck shit up. Like, excuse my language, I don't want to talk like that on here, but that's just what I mean. You know what I mean? Like, if you're coping with it, and okay, like me, I'm a mom, right? I'm just gonna give you an example. Obviously I had kids young, like, you know, I'm 24 years old with 3 kids, so you can only imagine. I'm pretty young. To me, I think I'm pretty young. But don't go out there and tell someone like, oh my god, you have kids and you're partying, or oh my god, go take care of your kids, or oh my god, she never has her kids, or da da da. If my kids are well fed, well taken care of, have a roof over their head, and well dressed, what else can, and I'm there for them physically and emotionally and mentally, then I'm doing a good job. And that's what I tell myself. Like, yes, we have our days where, you know what, like we spaz out or whatever.
Okay, go downstairs and give me water.
So, you get mad at it. So, yeah, don't ever feel like, you know, as long as you're doing your part as a parent, don't let anyone judge you. And that's just how I felt. I feel like everyone would just judge. Like, even till this day, I'm already 24 and my daughter's 9 years old, and people would judge me like, oh my god, you were a teen mom. Oh my god, you were so young when you had a kid. And I remember when I was young, I would sit there and I would be like, damn, what did I do? Like, and people would tell me like, you're not gonna make it, your mom's gonna watch your kid, you're gonna fail, and this and that. And I would sit there and I would doubt myself, like, you know. And I feel like that's the ugliest feeling you can feel, because you're human. But yeah, that's just my perspective of things. Like, everybody thinks differently. I've always been the person to say to each their own. That's just my saying, that's my quote, that's what I live by, to each their own. We're not gonna sit here and judge someone and different things. Like I've always said, everybody thinks different, we don't think alike, and we all go through it. We all go through things like in our own ways, I guess. But yeah, I just wanted to really honestly come on here and talk about this. Like, I don't feel like a lot of people talk about it, and if they do, they're very like not open. And I wanted to be open but not too open, because obviously like what I go through has people in my life, and I don't ever want them to feel like I'm talking about them on the internet or bringing them in my things, and that's just not okay, you know what I mean? But I wanted to come on here and I'm going to tell you, like, I deal with depression, I deal with anxiety, I deal with so much within me. Like, it's nobody. It's not my kids, it's not my husband, it's not my friends, it's not my family. Yes, sometimes it could be them that trigger me and stuff, but it's within me, because I'm a type of person that I'm so giving, I'm so caring, I'm so loyal. I'm a Taurus. Like, I don't know if you believe in zodiac signs, but I'm a Taurus. I'm nurturing, like, you know? So when I feel like someone's not giving me their all and I'm giving them my all, that makes me feel like I'm not worth it, I guess you can say. Or it just makes me feel like I'm not receiving the same energy that I'm giving, if that makes any sense. Okay. Sorry, my camera cut off and I hate this camera. But yeah, so that's why I've been a little bit like absent on here, because I've been feeling so off and just not myself. Recently I just went to go get like my chakras aligned, like my energies. I don't know if you don't believe in all that, but like I just got like, I don't know, we have energies within our body, and I got them aligned and it felt so good to go do that. Honestly, I'm a very spiritual person. When I feel any type of way, I've always said, like, I pray. I have like a weird suspicious thing, like when I pray, I always say the Padre Nuestro 3 times. I don't know how you say it in English. I persinarme, I don't know how to say it. Me persino 3 times as well. And it's just something that I do. Who knows why, I just do that. But yeah, like, that's a little bit of my backstory, why I feel the way I feel, what I've been going through. That's why I've been a little bit absent on here as well. And honestly, it's just so hard to snap out of it at times. I feel like everyone needs like that person, and my person honestly is Carlos, and I'm so grateful for him. I also have so much that goes on in my like personal life and stuff like that, with like family, friends, you know, my kids' family and stuff like that. And sometimes it gets overwhelming, and it's just, I'm the type of person, when I get overwhelmed, like, and I just shut down, which is such a bad thing. Another horrible trait that I have is I take things very personal, like very, very personal. Like, and I feel like because I'm not like that, I think in my mind everybody's not like that, but I'm wrong, you know. But yeah, things that I have been, so now I'm gonna just tell you some things that I do to cope with it, to help me like go through it and stuff like that. So like I told you, I deal with anxiety and depression, and it's just something that, it's just, honestly, you're gonna get rid of it when you get rid of it. Some people don't get rid of it, some people live with it for the rest of their life. But things I do to help me is I have a routine. Like, I feel like since I lost my job, it's been like a whole year. I've never been a stay-at-home mom this long. My whole life I've always worked, so I've never experienced all of this. And so now that my kids are in school, my 2 little ones go to school, and my oldest one does homeschooling, so she's the only one that's usually with me. I wake up, I get the kids ready for school, and then I start my day. So I have like a routine that goes on. Another thing that's very therapeutic to me is sitting in the tub. Not so much like taking a shower, just actually sitting in the tub and enjoying like the water run on my feet or hearing the water. Another thing that I do when I'm in public, and obviously I can't go get in the tub, or I'm showering or whatever, when I'm having like a whole panic attack, I'll go wash my hands, and that's where I come to, I think it's the water. So I'll just wash my hands and like drink cold water. I start to not like overwhelm myself, or when I'm in an environment where I feel very overwhelmed or like just off, I just leave. I come home, and I feel like my home is like my sanctuary, especially my bedroom. Like, my room is just like where I feel safe, if that makes sense. So I would say, like, find a safe place, find something that works for you. What works for me might not work for you, but I do want to help other people out. You know, like, I've had so many dark days that I wish I could just talk about, but I'm not there yet fully to talk about them because I feel like I'm a little embarrassed. Like, my personal family, my friends, I'll tell them, like, you know, but I don't tell them like the whole thing because I feel like I haven't succeeded to talk about that yet. Also, stay distracted, stay occupied. I would clean like there's no tomorrow. Like, and I don't mean like deep clean, but like I will stay cleaning something, and as long as I feel like I'm achieving something throughout the day, that's what makes me feel good as well. Like, I feel like when I get stuff done, it makes me feel good inside. So like, just the little things, like if I wash clothes, and I'm the type of person to procrastinate, like leave all the clothes in the clean clothes in the laundry baskets. If I put that clothes away, that makes me feel such a relief because I did something, you know. Another thing that I do is I take deep breaths. So what I mean by deep breaths is I inhale from my nose and I exhale from my mouth. I do that a few times. Another technique that I just learned from the lady that I want to go see, she tells you to just tap right here, tap on your hand. Obviously, like when you're public, just tap on it, and I don't know exactly what it does or how it works, but it's been working for me. Lately I've been kind of embarrassed to talk about like what I go through and how I feel and stuff like that, but honestly I just came to a point in my life where I don't care. I don't care what people think about me. I don't care what people say about me. I'm not here to live life to please anybody. And for a long time I couldn't get out of that. Before that, dude, if you've known me since I was young, I've always been the I don't care person. I've been the a mí me vale, like, you know what I mean? I've always been like that growing up. I've always been bien cabrona. I've always been bien, like, just myself. Like, I'm very like, if you don't like me, then you don't like me. If you like me, then you like me. Like, that's just me, you know? And I feel like I lost myself for such a long time, and slowly but surely I'm finding myself. Another thing that I love to do, and I just started doing it maybe like 2 weeks ago, is writing in a journal, writing in a book, just anything that I'm feeling, anything that's running through my mind, I write it down. And what I do on another page is when I'm feeling like bummed, or just like, I feel like sometimes people have off days, I just write positive things. I am worthy, I am brave, I am beautiful, I'm honest, I'm loving, I'm caring. I just feel like that reassures me. I'm a type of person that needs a lot of reassurance, and that sucks because it has gotten me nowhere, and it just sucks. But I'm learning to cope with it. I'm learning to deal with it. I'm learning that people go through things, you know, and some people go through more than others. So I'm just gonna sit here and tell you, like, don't sit and judge others what they go through. Just try to be there for your friends, try to be there for your family. If you know that someone's going through it, be there for them. And if you're going through it, and if you ever need to talk to anybody, I'm always here to listen. If you guys want to message me and just vent, I have my Instagram. I'll leave my Instagram right here. You guys can leave comments down below. I go through all the comments. I even have my email in my bio, like in the little description. Feel free to email me. Like, I'm never gonna sit here and judge anybody. I would never ever do that to anybody. I would never sit here and tell your business to anybody. That's just not me. That's not how I was raised. That's just not the person I am. I'm that friend that you tell secrets to, and when I stop being your friend, those secrets will stay with me. It's just the person I am. But yeah, I just want to come on here and give everybody a virtual hug and tell everybody that you're gonna be okay if you're going through it. It's life. And honestly, this past year with this pandemic, it's been a shit show, and I don't want to say that word because I don't like to say bad words, but it's been a hell of a ride. And not only for myself, I don't need anybody to feel sorry for me. I don't need anybody to think, oh my god, poor her. No, I'm just coming on here because I had so many requests of what I go through, how I deal with it, a little life update, like, you know what I mean. My life is everywhere. My kids are in and out of school. I want to return to school so bad, and I want to work because I haven't worked in a year, so I just feel so off. And I know I'm not the only one that's going through it. I know so many people are going through it. I know that this whole pandemic changed so many lives. I'm so grateful that the government has helped us out in any way they can. I'm so grateful that they just send out the stimulus and all that, because I always think in my mind, like, that $1,400 could have been someone's rent. That $1,400 could have been someone's car payment, that they were gonna lose their car. Like, that $1,400 could have put groceries in someone's fridge. You know what I mean? Some people complain and they sit there and talk crap about only $1,400. I get it. Trust me, I get it. But we should always be grateful, even though it's so little or so big. But yeah, I just wanted to leave that on a positive note. You're beautiful, you're great, you're awesome, you're normal, you're loved, you're normal. I just want to say that to anybody that's going through it, because obviously if you're watching this, I'm assuming you deal with this, or you've dealt with it, or you know that someone that's dealing with it. Just love everybody, be kind. Okay, I'm gonna go downstairs right now. On a positive note, I just want to sit here and tell you to be kind. This world is already full with so many ugly people. Be that 1% of the kind person that just goes around and tells someone, you know what, you're beautiful. You know what, I love your shoes. Like, just any little thing. You don't know how you can impact someone's day so much by something so little. But yeah, enough about that. I just want to say thank you guys so much for subscribing to my channel. Always being so supportive, and just being, honestly, like, it makes me happy that I can help others. And I might not have like this big following, and I might not just, you know, but I feel like this is something I love, and this is my passion. And even if I had 5 subscribers, and even if I had 5 million subscribers, I'm happy that I have this with you guys. Like, I don't know, it makes me happy. You guys don't understand how much this makes me happy. Like, my makeup, my hair, my videos, my everything that I do on social media, this makes me happy. Like, this genuinely is what I love. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm gonna stop rambling now, and until next time, guys, bye.